Hello everyone, hope everyone is doing well. Figured it's a good opportunity to give an update. We just had Elacity 1.6 come out with a new district, so we can do a quick run through, have a look at that, and probably talk about how, where we're headed, what we're up to, where are we in the markets. Jesus Christ. I think we can all agree that the last few weeks have been very volatile, and a lot of people who you'd never expect to be exposed have been completely taken out of the market. FTX is a huge one. No one really saw that coming, but it goes to show no one's too big to fail. And globally, we're seeing the dollar as the global reserve kind of dry up as governments are trying to tackle inflation. And when you've got so much debt and leverage in the system and people chasing scarce amounts of dollars, you start to then see people exposed and then you start to see failures. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this continue. Crypto usually leads based on its how young it is and how volatile. Remember, it's as volatile, if not more, than oil. So we need to keep our emotions in check as best possible. If you've been affected or hurt in any way, do stay strong. You can make everything back, and I understand it's not an easy moment, but this is the markets we're in. For the same reason we love the upside, is the downside is equally as devastating at times. So hold strong. And for us guys, we have a new district. We have the Flint district. We've brought in an AI generative model called Stable Diffusion as our first kind of showcase. The idea behind Flint is it's almost like a data liquidity making machine. So you can buy GPU processing time off us. We kind of make time an asset in itself, so you can own time, and then you can basically make assets with that time. So with starting off, how the big vision wants to be is we'll have lots of different models. You own GPU time, and you can generate whatever you want. It could be text to image, hopefully text to video, text to 3D assets. It could just be, like copywriting tools for text to refine your paragraph or to help you, write things better. But we want to create this district where you can use AI to basically give you some form of superpower to not only to refine what you want to do with your creativity, but then to leverage our NFT marketplace and all our Web 5 and 3 tool sets to basically allow a platform where you can both create data, you can manage your data, but you can also distribute your data and earn new revenue. So it's really exciting, and this was kind of in the works prior to DRM. So we've kind of just been like touching it up as we've been doing the DRM side. So it's been exciting to finally get it out, because it's been kind of hidden for a good couple months. You can see we've got a new screen with the Flint district. We can see that there's been people making art. There's been a collab. You can see Everlasting has been creating a collection with lots of really cool artwork inside of it, and showcasing that he's bought GPU time. He's made assets, and then he's sold it on the market, made that money back and some. And you can start to see how there's an economy here that can grow. So you can see this has all been generated on Elacity. These pieces, and they're all up for sale. You own the full IP rights to what's being generated. Every image that you use on Flint is completely unique. So it's just really powerful and incredible to see what can be generated. So if we head over to the Flint AI District, very simple. We've got this new light bulb, and it's the creative playground, the creative area. So you can see here a very simple text bar. You can put in whatever you like, and then you've got a menu button. So opening up the menu button, you've got 3 icons that you can tabs that you can move between, and you have the ability to buy time. So right now we're offering the ability to buy time with USDC on the Elastos Smart Chain. So if you are bridging from Ethereum across, you can buy GPU, and if you otherwise just hold USDC on Elastos, you can buy GPU today. We'll look into ELA and other assets down the road, but right now it doesn't really make sense for us to be taking in ELA. We have real world GPU electricity costs to cover here, so if we're taking an ELA, we're also having to sell ELA to cover those costs. And I don't think it's a wise idea, both from a business standpoint and survival, to make sure that we're not dealing with the volatility. But also, I don't really want to be selling ELA on the market to do this. So, we'll accept stable coins for today. And then as users who generate data, you guys can, we can all buy and trade them on the marketplace for ELA. So the utility is found in the marketplace as the ability to get GPU is what we found with stable coins today. So you can buy 1,000 seconds, which is about 16 minutes and 50 seconds worth of time, which is a significant amount, and you can create a lot of data with that. Bella NFT holders will get a 28% discount, so it's actually $10, but it's $7.20 for Bella holders. You can click the link and go to the Bella collections, and you can buy one if you want to get that discount. Just so long as it's in your wallet, it will be recognized, the discount, and added on. Cool. So we have this sidebar here with different abilities and filters to move things. If you want to replicate a certain image already that you have, you can drop something in and then put in your prompt, and it will work it off the image that you've given. So as you can see, we've got 3 tabs here. The second tab is like it's a prompt generation tab, so it's there to aid you. So you've got the ability to roll the dice, which you can just add in, and you'll get a complete unique prompt that you can use. And then the lightning bolt is if you put in a prompt, so forest, you could then add the lightning bolt to that text, and you'll get something. It'll basically supercharge the prompt, so you've now got something to add to it. So maybe we want to take out crystals, very detailed, and hit the enter button, and we can generate some images. Let's have a look at this one. Usually, per image, it's around 4 to 7 seconds. By default, we allow for 4 images, with 3 to be created. And yes, you can see we've got. So I'm not sure who Bob Eglinton is, but this is obviously replicating the style that they have created and put it in a forest setting. So it's some cool art. So when you click on the art, obviously as well, you get the ability to upscale, to download, or to mint. This is our offering in that you can. It takes about 17 to 30 seconds, but you can 8x your resolution. It's another AI model that we've integrated. You can just download your art, but you can also mint it. And when you mint it, you'll be minting on the Elacity smart chain. So we have the Hive here. So if we really want to be non-custodial throughout, you imagine seeing what's happening now. This is the downfall of custodial with FTX and these big exchanges. So can we both off-chain and on-chain be non-custodial? Yes, we can, and we can do it through using Elastos technology. The Elastos operating system essentially facilitates the movement of off-chain and on-chain data, and so something that we're leveraging at the moment. So we are the first to offer both AI, I believe, in an NFT environment, but we're also the first to offer the ability to connect in both your wallet with your digital rights, your NFTs, but also your decentralized data vault with the data you store on it. So if you're signing in with just a MetaMask, for instance, you're not going to get anything here, and the data's not going to be saved. If you're signing in with your Essentials wallet, where you have a decentralized identifier and a data vault that you can manage, you're both connecting in your identity, but also your data vault, and now all your images will be saved. So we just generated these 3 images, and we can see that they've been saved to my data vault. And if we go back, you can see there's loads of data that's been saved over time, and we have the ability to just recall it up, and we can do the same 3 things with upscale, download, and mint. So yeah, it's really exciting. I mean, I've found the creativity and freedom to just make tons of art. Some of it's not minted, some of it's off-chain, but you can always come back to it, and the idea is we'll try to keep adding new models and new tool sets here to basically empower a new data economy. So we can see with the Flint District just how simple it really is. Input whatever you're feeling and see what you can generate. And the idea is you want to find a killer prompt that only you it's like a code that you have. It generates amazing art, and then you can mint that as your style. You don't need to tell anyone what your prompt is, but people obviously appreciate the art. So go have a play with it if you haven't yet today, and it's great fun. So we can see as well, we've got in the collection pages, I think Everlasting OS is a great example of someone who's been creating AI art. He created his own contract, so he's been minting the art to his personal contract, so it now has its own stats, and creating incredible art, and it's coming out high res, and people are buying it. So he's already traded around $55 worth of art, and spent, I believe, less on GPU processing time. So it's cool to show, if you want to go out there and you want to mint data and sell it, you can do it all within Elastos and Elacity through using Elastos technology. It's great. So you can go to collections, and you can go to create, and here, if you fill all of this in, you can create your own contract. It's your own smart contract, which you can either allow others to mint to, so like we have an Elacity AI contract which anyone can mint to, or you can create one which only you can mint to, and it's a private contract where you can build up your own stats. So everything is kind of in Elacity, and we can start to see now how the vision is starting to come together. We've got a new district. I think I can imagine the next ones being probably social and governance, and then that to me is like for now, that's an economy we can build. Just the whole purpose here, we want to build a cloud city where we don't hold your data, we just facilitate your data, your digital obligation. So you come to Elacity, you connect in, and you trade data or exchange with each other in a Web3 environment where your data rights are respected. We, in theory, want to work our way out of a job and allow you to basically, to hold your own data, to do the trade, but to pick Elacity as a kind of brand that you want to associate with, because what we build is a protocol that helps you be the best you can online. So it's good. We're really enjoying this trip and journey. So also worth giving an update on the DRM side. Last month, or around the 18th of October, there was a MPEG event, which is Moving Pictures Expert Group. They kind of help set standards for video, for all kinds of VR, music. They've been around for decades, so it's an alliance in which many stakeholders in the whole digital ecosystem come together, and they're able to see what each other are up to, and they're able to collaborate and find synergies. And Dr. Xin Wang, who is our senior advisor, he's a part of the alliance, and he flew to Germany end of October, and he got to meet everyone from Sony, Apple, Comcast and others, and he presented Elacity. He presented this portal to them and showed them just what we're up to. Obviously, we're still early in DRM. There's a lot to be done, but when we start to think of everything that we have in Elacity and how then DRM fits in, we can start to then see actually, we're really starting to build a new and powerful economy, which is unlike anything else done today. So our goal here is to basically bring in DRM, digital rights management, which is a technology used in Web 2 today to protect assets, to allow for the distribution of royalties, and to basically ensure that the rights of the data is well protected and used correctly. And we want to give underlying blockchain governance to this technology. No one's done this yet. If we think about NFTs, all they really are tokens on a blockchain. So what we're really doing is adding blockchain, we're adding trust to a system that's already pre-existing, and showcasing that you don't need to rely on centralized parties, but you can use blockchain and miners instead to facilitate these transactions. So we've got this portal, which kind of is a walkthrough of what we're building, and you can imagine, dependent on who you are, you can come to this portal, you can come to Elacity, and you can mint DRM assets. So you might already be someone who has licenses and rights in the Web 2 world. Part of what we offer is the ability to use the same contracts, which are called rel and cell, rights expression language and content expression language. Content expression language is essentially how you're doing a contract and how the royalties get paid out, and rights expression language is how the data is used. So we want to have the ability to not only allow new Web3 participants to enjoy DRM in this new environment, but also for the traditional entities who are used to using in Web2 to also just bring the exact same contracts to Elacity to just upload them. And then our offering is that we basically, when you click deploy, what you're really doing is you're converting through Elacity those contracts into EVM smart contracts that then get deployed on a blockchain network. So we both want to facilitate a new market for creators, but also we want to allow existing creators and those that hold licenses to also open themselves up to a brand new market too. So yeah, again, it's just new technologies and bringing them together to create cool new things. So you can see here there's different kinds of assets you can imagine in the future. This rabbit hole goes deep as well. So this is quite a simple overlay, but you can imagine you could go a lot deeper with all of these different tools. So first thing first that we're going for is video. You can think about how you want people to access your content. Maybe buy once, or maybe you just want to rent it out, or you want to do a pay-per-view event. It's really up to you. Think about how much you want to get paid per sale. Who are you going to this is the sell side, the content expression language. Who are you going to sell? Who's going to get what? If you imagine in a film, you've got all your credits. Well, within those credits, there might be tiny royalty fees or things which were established in the production side. And the idea is now you can input all those addresses and get it exactly correct. And maybe in the future as well, you might need a multi-sig to sign it all off. But once you've minted those assets, and for every time someone purchases the movie or enjoys the asset, there's a distribution to all of those wallet addresses that happen just instantaneously. Today you have middlemen who collect information, and then every quarter or every couple of months they're then basically paying out based on that information they've collected, which isn't always very it's not very accurate at times. I know from my background in music, how do you, if people are playing your music in a radio, on the radio, or playing it in a bar, how do you actually accurately log all of this? So there's an element here where when we're using blockchain, it's all very transparent, and we can trust that the money, each time it's played or bought, the money will go directly to the accounts of those who were involved in it. So we're now thinking more of like live streaming payments rather than like block payments every few months. And yeah, I mean, that completely changes the way things are done today. And when we then add in the ability for content creators to actually earn more, because we're cutting out these middlemen, we're relying on blockchains more to do the counting. Now it's like, okay, where a middleman might take 45% or these big cuts, we can now say to content creators, well, if you just go through our portal and go through Elacity, you can now earn 95% rather than 55%. So a huge increase in revenue potential as well that can come, which I think is very appealing. Who would say no to that? Cool. So we could have a 100 and input in your royalties. Here we can upload video. Continue. Add a thumbnail. Type the title. Description. Numbers, 500. And then and then you're going to mint your assets. And when we mint, we will get, in this case I'm connected to MetaMask, we'll get the drop down, we'll have to go through a payment, everything will get generated and transferred, and once complete, for the sake of time, we then have the ability to actually view some of the work that's been minted. Now, obviously, front end side, it will just get better and more, more tools and things that you can do. But today, we're just focused on getting the back end aspect really good. So, slowly but surely continue to make more progress, and I'll try my best to keep you updated. But apart from that, guys, this is what's kind of been happening. Appreciate everyone for being with us, for taking the time. I understand it's not the greatest time for markets, but it doesn't stop the innovation and what's being achieved. So we just keep pushing forward and doing the best we can do. Our job is to help build a new economy, to help inspire people to want to not only participate in this economy, but also to help make it a reality. So none of it would be possible without all the support that we've had so far from everyone, from the Cyber Republic, from the Council, from the EF, Elastic Foundation, from Sunny Ben Hang for his donation initially, for the community for the Bella series. I mean, honestly, it's a battle as a founder to keep funded and to keep building. And so far, we've done well. So I'm hoping we can continue to do this, and then as we're building out this, I'm also engaging with investors and trying to raise some awareness, because I think we're nearing a stage now where we can actually show our vision quite well, and it's quite it's a good enticing vision to want to invest in. We've got business models and we've got things in place, so long as we're continuously adding and error correcting our way to a better platform, then I think we're on the right track. So thank you everyone, and this is an update, and I hope everyone has a good day otherwise. Don't look at the markets too much, not today. Just think about where we're going to be in a year or two's time. I think you'll see a drastic change. My thought process is things are breaking down. There's going to be a point in which it's going to get very serious, and that's going to lead to government starting to have to print into that to basically try and fix the system, which I think will then lead to another huge runaway inflation kind of cycle. So we're in high volatility at the moment. So we just need to stick it through, keep building, keep our heads down, and all this technology we're building today is exactly what's going to replace the problems that we're seeing today, where trust is breaking down. It's the smart contract side and the hacks. That's just a maturity issue of the space. You've got all these people throwing different things at a wall and trying their best, and some get compromised. But each time that happens, the space gets a bit stronger because we learn about different hacks and different ways in which contracts can be manipulated. And in the Web 2 space, which I'd say is what a centralized exchange is, we're just learning how these systems are very volatile, but also very brittle. And the whole point of decentralization is you're bringing more stability and robustness. So I think when you start to see things breaking down, it's going to be the real decentralized solutions that are going to actually survive through it. So we're in the right space. We've got all the right tools with us. It's just a case of gritting our teeth and working through it. Anyway, everyone, have an awesome day. Let's just keep going, and wishing you the best. And also this Friday at 4 p.m, I believe. Actually, don't quote me on that. Go to our Twitter. I've got the thread. We have Elevation updates. Elevation of the business development team of Elastos, and they're going to be giving an update on where they're at. So it'll be in the Elacity Telegram. And if you head to our Twitter, I'll leave it in the description as well. Just check it out and join our Telegram, and it should be a nice chance just to all hang out together on Friday, to have a drink, to listen and hear what they've been up to, have an update, and it'll be a good one. So awesome, everyone, have a good one. See you later.